What up, y'all? It's your boy, the blackest of captains, stepping on the mic once again with some Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate Monster Hunters GU for the Switch. This game, one that I have been somewhat looking forward to playing. Probably gonna have to go ahead and stop this thing. I wanted my music going, but unfortunately, unless I start something, let's see here. I planned this out better, but unfortunately, I don't get a lot of controls on this thing. I want my cool music going. Oh well, we'll do the intro after I guess I make my character. So anyway, short version. I hate Wild. It sucks. I played it, beat it. Guess I can give y'all some stat. I'll do that later. Let's make a character. I've never played this game before. I just got it running to make sure I got my controls configured. So like just to prove it, there's this guy who's just wearing default stuff. I kind of learned the controls. It definitely takes you back. I'll fill you in. But right now, let us make a tune. Let's see here. I think what I play as is really going to be determined by if I can make something decent looking. I'm not used to using Nintendo controls. I haven't played Nintendo software in forever. Definitely looking. I guess not really the face is gonna matter. Barely any of this is gonna matter. What's the hair like? Nah, I'm not digging it. Let's go, homeboy. Get a guy that I don't know looks decent. Oh, wow, this scrolling is so slow. Just a little bit about this game. This is for the Switch. I believe this is a, I know a little bit about Monster Hunter lore. Oh, there you go. I thought you rotated it. There. That's fine. I guess. Yeah. It's barely gonna matter when we wear an armor. We'll do that later. This is the generation of game, I believe, before World. I believe this was the game right before World, which is one reason I wanted to play it. Well, not solely the reason why I wanted to play it. I want to give everybody my history after I get started, but this background music is so loud, and I can't. I don't want to individually mute it. I'll be doing some more of that stuff later. Oh gosh, this is so. Face barely matters. I don't even know if we're going to be playing multiplayer. Why is his eyes closed, though? I'm not really seeing anything I like. They all look... I think 10 is probably where we're gonna go. Homie, you're... This is very Asian. Go with 10, whatever. Features? Oh, this is all the stuff. Let's do... Well, I can have multiple. Like, I love that. I mean, none of this matters because I'll be wearing a mask for sure. I guess we'll be goated, but I don't like unless I can change the hair color, which I haven't even picked the hairstyle yet. Which again, doesn't matter. I keep wanting to control. I've not used the fucking. It's DualShock, which is great because these older generations, they were on portable systems. This is what I normally go with because, you know, my hair. But I've got a little bit more hair now. And it, again, doesn't matter because I'll be wearing a helmet. There's no game complete without the Goku. The Super Saiyan, gotta have it. I think I know what hair I'm gonna pick. I like how they do this, but it's like, you know, come on. Yeah, I know my hairstyle of choice. I think I've seen it with this one. Not too flashy. It'll do the trick. Wait, can I change the color here? I didn't see a way to change it. Clothing. This again does not matter. There's actually a lot more choices. This is like traditional Monster Hunter, I believe. This one. And this one, but this, I don't remember these. I think there's a Monster Hunter that had underwater. I never played that one. I feel like that's like a Monster Hunter 3. I can change eye color. Oh, whoa. I like the purple. Only because it might show through armor. Alright, oh, here we go. Oh, the controls are so weird. I gotta do a claw. I think the next one's are. Oh, this is so Asian. Doria! There was a time in my life where I'd be all about voice 10. I don't like... I guess I could do without the Doria. I don't like... 6 is not perfect. I'd like this one, but my character is not really old. Alright. Clothing features... You're not gonna see this. Like a superhero. I kinda go like number... What is it? Number this one? 9. It's not gonna matter. What does this one do? Oh, I didn't see the eye. You can't even notice that. Sure. Name. Fat Bulagong. Oh, I can't wait. Almost put Blagonga. I got to put the right stuff. I think this is... Oops. I did change my controls around. I'm struggling to master this. I do like how the keyboard is QWERTY. I'm just gonna go ahead and hit that. Is it like caps lock though? I don't want to close. We want the backspace. Alright, I did press B. I'm still getting like I'm just not used to playing Nintendo software. I kind of got off of them. First gaming console, NES, and then Sega. Oh, I can't have. Oh, Black Cap's fine. Alright, that's my character. Yep. Now this stuff I don't. I want to. I'm going in pretty much blind. So I've like I said, I've not played this game. I'm a Monster Hunter veteran. I'll talk more about my skills later, but this is different. So I've only heard that styles they do stuff like, and it's something I hope they come back to. From my understanding, like they give it's like a passive or sometimes like active way of like specialization. So guild style allows for 200 arts, very versatile. Sounds like I'm probably gonna do strikers or relative. Lets you equip up to 300 arts and charge the arts gate so that it can perform heavy arts. I'm not sure what hunter arts are though. Aerial, not gonna do that unless I play with the. I don't know what my main weapon is. I normally play heavy weapons. Waiting for the last second to evade. That's usually not me. I hate that gameplay. Nah. Guild or striker? Let's just go guild. I'm sure we can change this. Which can't blah blah blah. Hunting style determines your kind of attacks and arcs you use. You can change them in game. Cool. Hunter arts. Oh, okay. So yeah, when I was messing around with the game, that's what this was doing. So it's like a little thingy. Spin attack that slashes all targets around you during execution. You'll be invulnerable. Interesting. Ultimate evasion. Perform a corkscrew-like evasion, providing a window of opportunity to make an emergency escape. Sports a lengthy period of invulnerability and sheaths your weapon automatically. Escape runner. Boosts the adrenaline. Only lasts briefly stops stamina depletion while running away from large monsters and dashing while transport. This is useful. I don't see when I'd want to do, but the invulnerability, spin attack. I'm gonna go with that one. Oh, I can equip multiple. Oh, right. I'm gonna go escape runner. Alright, we'll just save. Can I save over the? I can't save over the. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Let's save over this guy. Yep. Oh, that's. This is the default stuff. Love this loading. I think they got rid of that after this game. This beautiful art, man. It's great stuff. I used to play Monster Hunter Portable. Senses are tingling. I played Freedom Unite though. What brings you to our village? See, you've got an appointment with the Y Academy. Y Academy. Okay. Alright. I've never cared about the text. Introduce yourself to chief researcher in a registered appointment. Okay. Now for the matter of your lodgings. This is a lot of text. Alright, let's make sure I got these controls right. I think, didn't I make this sprint? Yeah, that's sprint. This opens up, oh, is this like a... Oh, this is a tutorial of sorts. Oh, that's the help button. Got it. Let's go... Is this my house? I really wish I could get the sound off. What you gotta say, cat? Look at in its old school glory. This is definitely taking me back. I don't think I have any downloadable content. Cool. I'm just gonna leave that there, and then let's get my music going. Let's start from the beginning, of course. And I've got a cool background. So yeah, I wanted to pause there because I don't think it's late for me. It's already almost 10 o'clock. I'll be playing this tomorrow, but I did want to get this thing going, loaded. I wanted to do an intro and also kind of go over my Monster Hunter background. So, you know, sorry if you wanted to tune in for actual gameplay, tune in for the next one, but I also wanted to do this live because I'm not interested in scripting stuff. So y'all can kind of see what I've come through. I'm loading up my Steam account so you can see my recent game experience. Get that out the way. So in terms of Monster Hunter, I've played Monster Hunter, the first game. So that's for the PlayStation. Monster Hunter, sorry, I'm trying to turn the volume down a little bit. I played Monster Hunter, the first game, for the PlayStation, and I played online, so I beat the offline mode, and then online, I think I got to like rank 18. The one thing I've never done in a Monster Hunter game, and I'll go ahead and load up a internet screen so I can kind of give you a few more visuals. I like having the, we'll talk about that guy later. One thing I like about Monster Hunter games is that they're hard. I believe that when I first played the Monster Hunter, the original game, well, I gotta see all this nonsense, all this new crap. Nah, we gotta take it back. What do we want? What do we want? Let's put this one right here, man. The real deal. This is the real deal. So, I bought this game when it came out. I don't know, on a whim. Honestly, I seen it. So this is the first Monster Hunter game, and I want to say, let me, I guess I can pull up actual facts. I was trying to figure out when it was released. Let me see here, because I got it in college. This game was released, and it was definitely released when I was in college. Okay, so I would have played it in September. It came out in March in Japan. So I know I had this game freshman year, so I definitely got it. I might have got it upon release. I wasn't hyped for this game. This is a brand new IP. This is the Stone Age ago. What is this? Over 20 years ago. This thing there, it's over 20 years ago. So anyway, I was a freshman in college, and I don't know, back in the day, I'm sure there were no, you know what, YouTube wasn't even really a thing, so I had a game magazine, I believe, and I think we learned about games by going to, what's that that place called? GameStop. So I seen this game, I had probably the Game Informer. I remember Game Informer magazine, and I saw some pictures of this game, and I'm like, okay. And I had a PlayStation. What was I playing back then? I was just playing SOCOM 2. I was playing a lot of shooters. I don't remember much playing it, and then playing PS1 games. I didn't have much. My PlayStation 2 library, I mean, I never had a big library, but I mean, I usually bought what I liked. Anyway, saw this game, played it. I had the guide, which was really cool. I wonder if I can look up the Prima guide so you can kind of see I wonder if Prima still makes guides for this. I think that's what it was. I mean, I think when it came to guides, it was Prima guide was the thing. I know I don't have it. Display anyway. This is 007. Why am I... Oh, interesting. Monster Hunter. Well, this is stupid. Y'all saw me look up Monster Hunter Prima Guide. Why am I looking at something else? Whatever, let's just... Can I, is there an image of this? I don't see it. Oh well, it doesn't matter. Anyway, this was back in the day when we would buy guides, so I definitely had a guide for this game, and I really wish I could find parts of it, because they left out so much information. So I mean, the advantage I had was I had well, they had map. It had basically it was an offline visuals of what was already currently in game, but it also gave me the most useful thing in the guide was armor stats, because I back in the very first Monster Hunter game, I don't believe it was true. You could make different, like, so if you wanted armor skills, you had to make the full set. I don't know if they had like weird combinations, but anyway, there's so much information. This game had has a really high learning curve. Really high really high learning curve. So, and there are only I feel like there's only 5 weapons: great sword, hammer, sword and shield, lance, and the bowgun. I think those are the only weapons. Oh, dual sword was in. I think dual sword was in the game. I feel like, yeah, dual sword was definitely in the game. Maybe there were 7. Anything else? I'm trying to remember, see if I remember this all off the top of my head. Maybe just 6 weapons. I mean, technically you could say 7. I think there were 2 types of bowguns, but I don't remember using them too much. So yeah, I played Monster Hunter. I think what I did originally is I got close to beating offline, and I really wanted to play online. Online was the best time of my life. I was enjoying it. I soloed so much, and I don't know if I felt like I started kind of streaming Monster Hunter World when I was playing a little bit. And I'll just tell my greatest Monster Hunter story, and then we'll move on to my expertise. So I was. Oh, this is all the new stuff. I think this was me right here. Oh yeah, something like that. Basically, I see it's Monster Hunter World, but it's more or less looks the same. So how online worked is, and I think it works like this too. And this particularly, I'm not 100% sure. When you play online, there's different ranks. You move up ranks by doing. You get a certain number of points by doing quests, and then when you get enough points, you level up to or rank up. And then certain rank thresholds you'll have, or maybe every rank threshold, you have like the monster boss that'll get you to the next level. And so kind of like in World where you do the low rank quests, and I think there might have been like a harder monster that I introduced. Like, so first is like gathering quests, and then it might be like a like Great Jaggerus, and that'll introduce you to 2-star, and then the next one I think it was like Anjanath or something like that, introduces like 3-star, and so on, Rathalos, blah blah blah, until you fight that big whatever the heck that thing was. In this game, or not this particular game I'm playing, but a Monster Hunter, it was something simpler with the regular monsters that we have. I think Rathalos was the flagship monster, and I believe that was the final boss in the offline version of Monster Hunter. Online, before you got into, because there were only 2 ranks, let's say low rank and high rank. When you got to high rank, you had to fight Lao Shanglong, and that was a very big monster. See if I can find Lao. There he is. I don't know why he had lung. I was just reading into this guy too. What a fight! So, and you had to, in missions like this where you have to fight a really big monster, you have, well, typically you can't solo it. Most of the time you can either repel it, so you fight it enough, you do enough damage, and eventually it just leaves, you don't get any carbs, but you succeed the mission. Or you kill it if you're really good. I think in some games there might be, you have to fight a monster multiple times, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Anyway, this is the guy you had to fight to get to high rank. And I remember when I was so excited, I did a lot of research on, like, you know, I think I was a bow gunner. Because I was like, oh, I can shoot the back and blah 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 blah. And so, and how online works is you join. I think you just join a room with people in it, and then people toss up quests and they join. And so I had the opportunity to play my rank up mission with people who were already in high rank. And so I didn't know this, but the people in high rank, or maybe I did to some degree, the people in high rank were trying to kill it, right? And I think they thought that I knew what I was doing. So I don't have high rank armor. I've got the best armor that I think I could have had and low rank, but high rank armor is better in every way. High rank armor, high rank weapons, blah blah blah. So the mission, I forgot how long it takes, maybe 30 minutes, something like that. And when you fight Lao Shang, you go through this long old world. I don't think I can pull it up for you, but this might be. I haven't played that original game in so long, so I barely remember it. Even though I ran through it again in the portable version. So anyway, we're beating up on the thing, and it gets to the last area of where the fort is. I wonder if I can find a picture of it on the fort. It's something like that's the intro. Once it gets to, here it is. Once it gets to the fort, this is the Ashen version, but it looks something similar to this. Once you get to this part and you haven't killed it when you're farming it, you've got fewer chances to get the thing dead. So I think what happened is that there's this really big weapon, and I'm gonna fast forward because it's kind of boring, like the little minutia. But I think the big thing that hurts this guy, which is called the Dragonator, I think I pressed it or somebody pressed it and it missed. And so at some point in time, the other players start leaving. They're like, we're not gonna kill it. They just leave, and I'm like, I need to see this mission through because I had people who were higher ranked than me helping me out. So what better? I can't solo it. It was impossible. Probably if I was a great player back then, I think I could have soloed it. But I'm like, this is my chance to get into high rank. So through blood, sweat, and tears, this guy is beating the crap out of the fortress. I had nearly lost right when time was up. Hit ran away, and I was probably crying. I was so happy because I was like, I've finally unlocked high rank, because that's where everyone else, that's where the game started. Basically, the low rank is for you to learn patterns. High rank is when the game begins. It's kind of like in the joke in World of Warcraft. After you do all this work, it's like, all right, now you get to play the game at high rank. The game kind of changes. Enemies are more or less the same thing you fought, just stronger. So, if you haven't mastered the role, and I don't think back in Monster Hunter 1 they had new mechanics. So if you didn't master the old mechanics, the guys are doing more damage to you. You're going to die a lot faster. Anyway, after I got into high rank in this berth, the old Hornitar armor. So when I had the guide, like I said, and this goes in together because I knew I'm like, when you start off, so right when you get to high rank, you don't unlock all the cool, powerful monsters, Rathalos, Graphios, stuff like that. You're right back to delivering crap, I believe. You're right back to nothing. So they're like, you making bone armor and crap. You have access to Hornitar, though. And when I was looking through the guide and I saw this armor, I'm like, this armor looks so sweet. I'm like, this armor looks so cool. And it had dragon resistance. And so typically when you're fighting monsters, you're going to avoid their bread and butter attack. 99% of the time, it's a fire move. So you gotta avoid that. The fireball, the fire blast, the breath attack, the body. It's all fire. So you learn to dodge those. Period. Anything else? There's like an electric, but electric guy. I think I think Kieran was in this game. But anyway, their elemental attacks were the ones that were gonna kill you. So you learn, if anything, you learn to dodge those. The bug armor has the worst fire defense, I believe the worst electric defense, but has good dragon defense. And I knew when it came to dragon attacks, those would be like the ones I'm probably not familiar with dodging. And some guys had dragon attacks, but I really honestly didn't care. I don't remember its skills, but it looked so cool. So in any event, I ran the newbie high rank mission so long. I think probably 2 weeks. Because in these games, drop rates of 1% or 7% or 3% for a fin, or, like you needed a blade fin, I believe, to make the armor. I'm not sure how many you might have needed. And you needed a poison sword. or you know, you can make these. Basically, the bugs that you kill if you haven't played Monster Hunter are really frail. You hit them with anything large, you're gonna destroy them. So in any event, I farmed. I sat there by myself. A few people might join me, but I was just killing bugs, running these missions, killing bugs, until I made me my. Not only did I make my full set of bug armor, but I actually ended up getting a pretty decent sword out of it too. Let me see if I can find it. It was I made both of them. I made the dang, this is taking me back, but I don't know if I think that was this one. Yeah, let's pull this page up. I used to know it. Monster Hunter. Oh man, it's taking me all the way back. The Black Katana MK2. Back in, so they had the designs for long swords, but they didn't have the move set. So every long sword was a great sword. So it was so funny. This thing, you know, you've seen the big weapons. This thing, you wield at the exact same speed. So, but anyway, I made this thing. It's like a decent. It was more cool than powerful, but it was a decent weapon, and it was just hard to get because killing bugs was so tiresome, and people weren't gonna do that when they wanted something bigger and scarier. So I made this weapon, and I made the dual sword, the Infector. I didn't really care about the dual sword. I've never mained them. They were cool though. These are decent weapons. Like everything in Monster Hunter, I believe, was decent. Look at that green sharpness. Back when green sharpness meant something. So yeah, I made this, and I think I got to rank 18 before. I don't know what happened. I stopped playing this game, obviously, but I think I remember the rank 18. I think I just got tired of grinding, and there are probably other games that came out. I mean, at that point, I fought everything but Fatalis. I was able to kill Lao Sheng by myself, and you know, right after, it was so funny because I tell this story every once in a while to myself. I got in the high rank, and then I became a nomad. I'm just running out in the wilderness by myself for 2 weeks, and other people are like, man, this dude sucks, and he couldn't even beat Lao Shang, and he's wearing crappy armor. And then I come back, battle scarred, wearing Hornitar armor, wherever the heck it is. I got my sword. I got this sword too, because I was like, I'd farmed more than enough. And I'm really good at the game at this point. Now, mind you, I hadn't fought any big bosses, but I kind of learned more about like dodging and also how to use I was only using the sword and shield, but I think more like because I look like a badass, I felt like one. So in any event, when I came back to actually start playing, because people kind of knew me, like, I mean, I don't remember what my name was back then, and the community wasn't super big in North America. But when you see, one of maybe 3 people, if that, using the Hornitar armor and this sword, they're like, holy crap, you're different. Because everyone was more or less running Rathalos stuff from very Lao Shang gear, and if you're really good, of course, you're running Fatalis stuff. Not me. I ran this. Everyone was running probably meta or learning meta. I chose Fashion Hunter, and I looked great. Plus, when you see this with the back in the day when they had the red eyes, you can't see the red eyes, but there were red eyes right here. I just felt so cool. So I did get in wherever time zone I was playing. That's the dude with the bug armor. So, in terms of mastering the game, there's nothing saw me in there. I mained greatsword and hammer. I made the gun hammer thingy. This was back in the day when you didn't make a lot of weapons, because I guess nowadays raw is king, but I just made what looked cool. I had the guide. I made the gun. I forgot what it's called, like the gun something or other. Gun hammer? I think it's called the gun hammer. I remember the prototype. Does it evolve? Dead revolver. Yep, there it is. I remember that. I had this. Oh, what do you make it out of? It was easy to make. I liked it, so I just made stuff that looked cool. played the crap out of that game, put it down, and then I didn't return to Monster Hunter until Monster Hunter Portable or Monster Hunter. I think I got Monster Hunter Portable 2, and then I got Freedom Unite. And I got my friend in this game, and we had a time. We had this game. I don't even recognize this UI. I feel like this is for the phone. Oh yeah, I can see that. I was like, I don't remember all these. This you don't have a lot of screen inventory space, whatever. So yeah, we played this, and it's great. Jan Cuckoo is here, man. When I introduced him to this game? I'll keep this story super short. Introduced him to this game. I was like, we're gonna run Jan Cuckoo. And he's like, this is the boring fight. Why are you running? It's like, if you can't master this guy, you can't beat Monster Hunter. Not because you can't get, like, you just by not killing him, you're not going to progress, but, like, the monster AI logic, Cuckoo did everything. He even shot a fireball. It did the tail spin. It did, like, a swipe. It flew at you. It stomped on you. Its hitbox was crazy, and you wanted to hit the face. Like, so I'm busting his balls. Like, you gotta kill. I load up the mission seriously. It'd be because when you fight multiplayer, I believe the monsters are a little bit stronger. I'd load it up, and then I would just stand here and watch him kill it, you know, or I would have him load it up, and I'd like watch him and coach him a little bit. And so I forgot how long it took him to. He almost quit. He's like, why am I fighting this guy? At some point, he mastered it, and he thanked me later because he realized, like, yeah, most of the big bad guys, this guy's moveset is what you're going to expect. So, yeah, we played Freedom Unite. I did pretty much everything. I beat that game. I did everything but fight Fatalis. I fought every other monster. In that game, I pretty much exclusively, so after Monster Hunter, the first one, I realized that I'm a great sword user, and the hammer. I was like, I like heavy weapons, which is weird because I don't usually like slow weapons, and I didn't care that was like, the big two-handed weapon. It was more of just, I liked good positioning, defense, because of this guy. Oh my goodness. So it all comes back to Plesioth. If you're not familiar, this is back in the day, the singular, well, I guess there are two P-scene, is what they call them, fish wyverns, whatever, fish monsters. But the other ones aren't worth mentioning. They're all a sand derivative of it, and it's not even cool. Later on, we got Lavasoid, which was in Monster Hunter. It's probably before Monster Hunter Portable or something like that, but I remember I never played Portable. I played Portable 2. Anyway, the hip check. So this GIF explains it all. Hunter minding his own business, across the world, Plesioth in a completely different zone, hip checking. No contact, like no visual contact with the physical. The physical pixels of the hunter, and the hunter's getting destroyed. And I farmed this guy and its cousin Green Plesioth for a minute. And so I learned everything about hitboxes in Monster Hunter Portable, which is, yeah, it's not a bad idea how they changed it in the world to make it more like, if it looked like it hits you and it hits you, it's fine. And in the other game, it can be hip checking to the right, and you can be on the opposite side of the monster, and it's still gonna hit you. And so I played Greatsword with them because I remember running Iron Guard or whatever, I forgot it was, or guard up or something like that, or Guard Plus. And I think you block faster, but the main thing is that you don't lose any life when or you don't lose stamina when blocking, whatever. So I would just like, every couple seconds just block, even though it looks like my character should be safe, you block. And I farmed that guy for a minute. Made his set because back in that game, trapping, you could, I like trapping monsters because you can get different rewards, and it did save you time. you know, a monster's gonna have a whole lot of life, especially when you get to like G rank. You know, you have low rank, high rank, and then G rank, which is the next level up. I don't know if they got new moves, but they got ridiculously strong. You get strong too, but anytime I could save off on a hunt, you know, because I think you can capture a monster between 10 or 15% HP. You know, that might be less than 5 minutes more of a fight, but that saves you time, especially when you're fighting things that have a 1%, a 1 to 3% chance drop. I'm just gonna go ahead and capture it, and then you save time from having to carve, which you don't actually save time for carving. Oh yeah, you do, because when you kill the monster, you get I think a minute to carve it. You capture it. I think they give you like, I don't know, 10 or 15, 10 or 20 seconds before the mission ends. You don't need to carve it, so you weren't doing anything else after you captured a monster, but you were done. And it did save you time, and sometimes, and I've seen it too, the term carding is when your character dies and you get revived. And it reduces your reward, your payout reward, and you can only do it 3 times and then you lose, like the whole mission. I've seen people cart multiple times at that capture threshold, so I would just go ahead and capture it. And they changed it in Monster Hunter World, and I know people would complain about that, but I mostly played that game single player. I typically would capture a monster, but sometimes it was actually easier or more convenient to just kill it. And killing and capturing can give you different rewards. Some things you would need to carve, so you gotta kill it. Other things, capturing was fine. So yeah, me and Plesiop became best friends until I made its full armor set, and it's not worth showing because it doesn't look cool. It looks like it's a weird looking set, but it gave you basically trapping skills. So my whole thing was assuming I wasn't fighting something that used electricity, I was going, because I had like water and I think fire resistance. You capture it. So I had to make sure, again, even every Monster Hunter game, you want to make sure that you're not taking too much damage. I went ahead and captured it. So yeah, I logged over, I can't show you my PSP. I would have to, get a real camera and take a picture, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know if I have my copy of Monster Hunter Portable, but I believe I have between 400 hours and 800 hours. I want to say 400, but I played the absolute crap out of that game, especially when my friends started playing. We played for so long. Loved that game. Then, years later, I mean, gosh, I don't know how many more years later, but when I found out that a new Monster Hunter game was coming out for computer, I played it. So of course I'm talking about Monster Hunter Stories 2. Best game ever. They got a third one coming out. That's cool. Not talking about this game. There's my stats for it. It's cool. I liked it. I don't know why I bought it. I thought it was cool. Talking about Monster Hunter World. There's my 400 hours. I played World for a good while. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed World. It was generally a good step in the next direction of Monster Hunter. It's probably, in terms of accessibility, this is the best one. They did make some monsters more annoying to fight, and I also got Iceborne, but I waited on Iceborne. I don't know why. I think I was a little burnt out. Oh, and this is where I think the series started really sucking for me. So where in Monster Hunter, previous Monster Hunter games, when you were grinding for equipment, you're just killing enemies, you're killing the same guy, hoping for your drop, and then you bounce. In World, a lot more forgiving with drops, but you were playing the lottery for getting all these trinkets, and then they had arch-tempered stuff where you're just doing stuff for like small weird boosts, and I'm like, I'm not fighting another twinked out version of the same guy when I know that I'm talking about a Monster Hunter World, when Iceborne comes out, and it's gonna invalidate all that work you've done. So I never did I even get an achievement for killing a tempered? I've killed maybe a couple, but I didn't do, as you see, I didn't really play multiplayer. I really wanted to, but people sucked. So I was like, I just kill the thing myself. Yeah, I mean, I'm missing a lot of achievements, but I played World for a good minute. Then I played Iceborne when I was a little bit cheaper. And my the thing that turned me off Monster Hunter World was wall banging. I played Insect Glaive. I mostly mained Insect Glaive on this game. Really liked the Insect Glaive, but I still played Sword, Great Sword, and I played Great Sword and the Hammer. I tried everything else. I liked the Lance, and I think but I'd have like a weapon for a certain monster. So you're talking. I'm still Fashion Souls, so I'm making all. I never did meta stuff. I always played. I made. Let's say if there's 5 elements, I made every element of every weapon, and then I would make a poison version of it. And typically for when I had to fight multiple monsters and I couldn't swap weapons. So if you have something that's weak against lightning, water, and I don't know. Let's say lightning and water. You're not gonna have a weapon unless you have a dual sword that does lightning and water damage. So, but if you have like a poison weapon, you know, your neutral damage and your poison weapon are always gonna be useful. They have like blast and stuff. I think I might have made a certain blast weapon, but I made whatever looked cool. So, you know, your 4, 5 elements, and I had some status weapon. And I don't think it was ever sleep, but I did make some niche weapons if I had the materials. That barely mattered when people kept talking about, you know, Raw is king. I didn't struggle killing most stuff, but I didn't like the jumping on the back, shooting the slinger, to get him to run into a wall. I'm like, this is so... I want to just pull up my weapon and kill it. But a lot of the guides I was looking at, and when I started really getting into wall banging, I'm like, this is the more effective way to kill it, but this is so stupid. So that turned me off in Monster Hunter World and Iceborne. And then but when I got into Iceborne, it sucked, and then it got okay, and then it sucked, and then it got okay, but the grinding sucked. So when it came to just regular fight, I love just load up a mission, kill the monster. In Iceborne, they have this weird, like, let me see if I can find the title of it. It was like this island that you have to do this weird sort of killing, grinding sort of deal. I'm not sure if I'm gonna find... I don't know if I'm gonna find what it was called. It's been a minute since I really wanted to get into like the switch axe and stuff, but some of those things got a lot more complex. The thing about Monster Hunter, it's almost like a fighting game. You can dedicate so much time into one weapon and become like really good at it, but like to become like competent in it, you need to do a lot of work, because you know, you pick up a new weapon and you start flailing. It's one of those things where, like, if you don't master, like, you get this, there's a certain level of good you need to get, especially as you start fighting harder monsters. So like, if I'm an expert at greatsword, hammer, and the insect glaive on like G rank enemies, if I learn something new, first off, I'm gonna get no rewards fighting something in the lower ranks. Second off, I'm gonna craft the better gear, so I'm gonna get like a, you know, an end game or near end game, not insect glaive. Let's say a switch axe if I'm trying to learn switch axe. But I'm fighting the hardest version of a monster, which means I've not had time to master the moveset of the new weapon. Just because you have a strong weapon and good armor and general knowledge of Monster Hunter doesn't mean you're going to be good with that new weapon and that weapon's going to vibe with you. I'm sure there are people that play with every weapon, but I believe there's some weapons that are better for other monsters. Like, the reason I played all 3 weapons is that I had something for everything. For monsters that were weak against blunt damage, I always went with the hammer. Especially if they're more easy to kill than with the insect glaive. So like lava soith, I would use the hammer, but I did like using insect glaive. It just took longer. And then for most other, and then it was split between when it came to, so Rathalos is a good example. And in Monster Hunter World, it was flying constantly. And so that's when I started. That's when I dropped. I remember that's when I dropped the great sword to go after the insect glaive, because I could just fly while it's flying. I'm doing damage and I could bring it down. So the insect glaive was great against Rathalos. And then I used the great sword on for the most things that were grounded. Yeah, obviously played this game for 400 hours. and in Iceborne, I remember the exact moment I quit. I mean, I guess we could do a slight perusing. What are my last achievements on this game? I wonder if it's gonna show me in the order. So let's play this back in last year. What is yeah, it's in that right order. Trying to see if I can find. I don't know if you got achievements for killing certain monsters. Yeah. Well, I'll show you who was a quitting moment, man. And remember, I've beaten the crap out of Monster Hunter Portable or Freedom Unite. So I'm like, I've beaten everything you have to show me. This guy turned things around. I'm thinking, beating you on Portable. I had to learn your ways. I got you. World's version of Rajang, or Rajang, which is how I would say it, made me stop playing. I could not beat him. I couldn't beat him. I was so frustrated, and I died if you haven't played this game, or no, if you have played this game, you know what I died to. There was only one thing, well, outside of how aggressive it is, and Rajang is a monster that you have to truly respect when to attack, because I had fought everything to the point where, like, if it's raging, I'm not stopping my DP. I'm still hurting you, right? Rajang, there are key moments, especially if you're playing solo with just a cat, that you can attack, and places where you need to attack or you're gonna have a bad time. So first time I fought this guy and I couldn't beat him, I quit. I was so mad and I was so frustrated because there's not many games where I quit playing because it was too hard. You know, Dark Souls, blah, 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 I destroyed those games. So I did quit Dark Souls 3. I quit 3, but I didn't like it. That's why I quit. Not that 3 was terrible. I think 2 was the best one. I love 2. Anyway, after... So yeah, I would have bought Iceborne out, and nothing was hard in Monster Hunter World. Everything was easy, except for Rajang. He decimated me. And then I decided to get good, and so when I returned, he still beat the crap. He would floor me every time. Those dang arms, man. He floored me I died the exact same way every time. And I'm talking about the regular one. I've loaded up Furious. See, of course, there's a better version. There's a more dangerous version of this guy, right? So, eventually, I started not carding 3 times immediately. And I started time overing. I'm telling you, I'm not playing meta. I'm not playing all raw. I think, an ice weapon. I think I was farming Velkhana so I can get a weapon that was good enough. I think he's weak against ice. I'm playing the element game. And then one day, I beat him. I was like, I beat the guy and I hadn't felt that kind of elation, I think, since I got into high rank in Monster Hunter, the first one. Because mind you, I'm soloing this whole thing. I'm not looking up guides. All I know is elemental weaknesses and me, and it's fine. And so I'm learning as I go, and eventually I beat the thing. And so I told you I make I'm fashion hunter. I'm fashion hunter. So I was looking at electric weapons, and I remember holding off on making electric weapons because this guy nope, this is not this guy. This guy I mean, the Blaganga, the Rajang series of electric weapons were what I wanted. So, I wonder if it's gonna show me. I want to show you what oh, he's in this game. Fun. Fantastic! Where are we at here? Yep. So, I didn't... Oh, yeah, a little bit of everything. What did I make? I passed what I made. Oh, yes, I didn't... Yeah, I made the, the electric insect glaive. And then I made the... I'm pretty sure I made the, gun lord. The golden rod. The gold rod. I'm pretty sure I made those two. I know I made this. Did I make anything else? I think that was it. I didn't make the armor. So, short story shorter, right after I beat Rajang, I had to learn the Furious version. Which is even worse! But it's sizably worse. If you've mastered Rajang, I mean, you can fight this guy. You're not, they're different though. This version sucks, but it was one that I did learn, like, okay, so there are ways. You have to be really patient, and wall banging makes it so much easier, but you have to be really good, like, and so I did farm this guy enough to make the Rajang set. Anyway, and I'm wishing I can remember what, I got too many tabs open. Let's take it back a step. I'm trying to remember what the thing was called that made me quit. I'm struggling with it, but Monster Hunter World. Oh, no, it was Iceborne. So there was a mechanic, and I briefly mentioned it. Guiding lands, yeah. This is where I quit the game. Like I said, I'm done. So basically, and it has this whole explanation, but you basically have to keep killing monsters to spawn in new monsters, and you get like this tier of world, and there are different it's like a big, it's one map with multiple biomes that you're already used to, and you would fight specific monsters in there, and it was so convoluted. It was something that just didn't need to exist. They made something extremely complicated even more complicated. And that's when I turned off the game, because I was like, okay, I'm not going to get, because there are certain monsters that you, to be able to fight certain, so I did not fight everything in this game. I mean, I didn't fight Fatalis, as you know I said. But if you wanted to see, like, did I fight Brute Tigrex? I think I fought Brute Tigrex. I know I fought this guy. I don't think I unlocked Scarred Jan Garungan. I really wanted that. But basically, to be able to unlock missions that you could fight, like this guy by itself, you had to first unlock them in this, I don't know how to explain it, this grindy world. So I was, right when I realized that I'm going to have to do all of this stupid hunting, having to stay out there and kill stuff to make my own little world, I'm like, this is stupid, I'm not doing it. I don't care about Fatalis enough to want to have to do this. And so yeah, I did turn off the game from that. I forgot what else, where at the quitting moment for like the I'm done with world, you know, for me was, and I think there's some big monsters I didn't fight. Let me pull up the monster list. I can tell you what specifically I didn't fight. Okay, so let's go big monsters here, large monsters. So this guy. Yeah, so all these are these are basic. I mean, you gotta fight all these stuff. Love Velkhana. I think I made it armor. Shrieking was interesting. I did fight that. Glav was cool. I love Burial. He worked. But see, he was an iceborne enemy, and so I didn't master fighting him. I carved a lot fighting him. I think Brachiodos too. Um, harder a lot fighting him till I mean I got somewhat bad. I just didn't know. I think I ended up fighting with the insect glaive. I fought both of these guys. Actually, I think I fought everybody here with the insect glaive. I just stayed airborne. It was dangerous on glaive, but it was easy for me to cut the tail with that. It wasn't great with him when I had to break his hands. I don't know if I fought acid. I might have. This is where they're still basic. I fought them. Oh my god. Nergigant. I don't know if I beat Ruiner or even unlocked them. Nergigante was another near quit. He was a point of frustration. I just struggled with this guy. Good fight though. I think I ended up using. I wanted to use the hammer, but I think you needed to break the tail, so I needed a sword. An insect glaive was great for breaking the wings. Not on this version, breaking the wing stuff. But like, the one thing I like about Nergigante, like there's gimmicks to everybody, but this was one of like there was a time gimmick where it's gonna grow spikes or spines or whatever. If you don't break them, it's gonna do a really deadly attack, and they got so hard to break later on. Anyway, and the rest of the stuff is basic. I fought them. I didn't fight. Like I said, I never unlocked Young Garunga. I really wanted to. I remember when I started fighting Namiel. Interesting fight. Not fun. But I remember that. Savage Devil Joe. I fought this guy. I even did the trials because there was a weapon I wanted, and so yeah, Savage was tough. I like Devil Joe with the insect glaive. Very easy with the insect glaive. Oh yeah, I farmed the crap out of this guy. I made its weapons. The whatever the heck this is. I made this thing's weapons. If I can pull up what they were. I'm sure it's easy navigation. I don't know if I made the armor, but the weapons. Let's see if I recognize any of these. Recognizing that name. I don't know if I made this. Infinite Wisdom I made. Yeah, I made these because I needed this was the best ice weapon. So I remember making this. This is what I remember fighting Blagongo, Rajang with originally. I don't know if I stuck with the hammer. I might have. I'm struggling to remember if I used this to beat him on when he was furious. I did make this. I like the name. This is my dragon greatsword. And then this was also my dragon insect glaive. Really freaking good. Just hated that I think you have to unlock dragon. I never liked when you had those are some stupid skills. Anyway, I fought Shara, whatever. I farmed the crap out of him. I forgot what I needed from him or what I was making from him. I killed Bagel any chance I got because it was annoying. Such a stupid fight. Yeah, obviously you can't fight Scarred without fighting the original, so I never got to that. I didn't unlock gold. Yeah, so none of these. I don't know if I got silver. I don't remember if I saw Brute. I did kill Zenogre. Went through all of these. Yeah. Is this what is underneath the, Yeah. I don't know if I fought this guy. I feel like you have to. I know I beat Vino GV. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember. See, the problem I'm having is that I'm getting Savvy GV mixed up with this. This was a weird fight because he's like a mud monster before you unlock this actual fight. This guy. I feel like I know that I killed him. I'm gonna look at its weapons. I never fought this guy. Yeah, I never fought that because I remember that was an upgraded version. Yeah, I don't believe I fought that guy. All right. I'm saying I don't believe. I might have. I don't remember it. I feel like I fought Raging. It wasn't enough of a change for me to care. Definitely fought the crap out of Furious. I never did this guy. This was an online like generally only thing, multi-phase, weird. I never did that. Um, I don't remember if I unlocked Frostfang. I think I fought him, and then I never fought Fatalis. So yeah, I missed out on a lot of content from World. It was just I wasn't interested in doing what needed to unlock them, or I never played multiplayer for real. I was just tired of people dying. It's probably better now with the people who are still playing the game. They're probably more or less experts. Anyway, that was my 400 hours. That's my experience with Monster Hunter in a nutshell. In a large nutshell. I have played the old games, and this is a return to the old games. And oh, I guess I should briefly mention that I did play Wilds. Look at my lousy playtime. That's how much I enjoyed it. I beat the game and I stopped playing. That one boss that you fight at the end of the story was like, oh my god, make something harder for me already, or how to make a hard guy, like a guy that was just totally designed to cart people. Just do it. I don't even know its name. I don't. Wilds was. I did actually. You know, what's interesting. I didn't want to get Wild, but it was going to be multi-platform, so cross-platform, so my friends were going to play, or one of them was the one I introduced to Monster Hunter back in the day. And as it is, my little potato computer can't run it. So on the worst settings, and it's still, you know, I looked up a few guides how to make it at least decent to run. It was still like I was probably only getting 30 frames per second. It just wasn't. It wasn't. I'm fine with 30 frames, but I feel like I didn't even get that often. It just sucked. I didn't like I think the main issue with World Combat was better though. So I like how they got rid of wall banging. The problem I had was they just went a weird direction with accessibility and content. So where World had you had your little house. The house is standard. You always have a little house that you could decorate or do stuff with. I mean, at least in World they did that. The house was your, and even in this game, there's you go sleep there. In Wilds, which I think its whole thing was staying out forever, you just have these tents that they mean nothing. That can also get destroyed. I'm like, this is like, and it's non-serious content wasn't interesting. So in World, everything is capturable and recordable. And I never hunted for like the different size variants and stuff, but they're like hidden like passive monsters you can mount monsters, creatures that you can capture. Right, there was just a lot of cool stuff. I think they had like the picture thing, and they had a lot of unnecessary but cool casual content, and it was fighting. It was load up a thing and fight. If you wanted to fight longer, they did have multi things already. The World did it. World did it great. I don't think the only thing I would have got rid of World is wall banging. And I'd probably still be playing it to this day. Wild changed a lot. The combat was generally better. Hammer didn't feel as fun to use. It didn't feel fun to use. They got rid of the handler, which is cool, but they have this other person that is not as annoying, but it's basically still the handler. I don't know why they don't just make it the Palico. On top of all the what's it called? The operation issues, so like, you know, all of the issues of it running slow. Some people can't run it. I was able to run it, but it ran poorly. It looked bad, and then they give you the, I don't know, I'm gonna call it the little, you know, camel taxi, a little bird taxi. Basically, you get this creature that you mount that basically ferries you everywhere you go. So you don't learn the map. You just go, hey, I'm fighting Rathalos. fly me to it or ride me to it, and it takes the most direct route, and that thing is like Palago #2. So it can rescue you. It was so exploitable. It felt not Monster Hunter-y. It felt like something else, and I didn't like it. I think it's cool, and you could opt not to use like the emergency save yourself. So if you get knocked down and you're gonna get up into an attack, it could save you. Like you could opt not to use that stuff to make the game artificially harder. But there are some areas where it was designed for like, hey, if you're talking about staying in the fight, having it pick you up, heal, sharpen while on the move, just too convenient, right? Because, in the old games, which you'll probably see, you got to do all that stuff on your own. No one's saving you. No one's picking you up. So yeah, I beat the game, and I put it down, never looked back. I don't think I'm going to load it up. They need to fix too much for me to go back, and so I don't want to do it. So I was looking up another, I don't know what happened. I was like, I really enjoy Monster Hunter. I'd say it's my favorite game of its series. Now, I like God Eater. I feel like it does it a little bit better, but I don't like the anime stuff. God Eater gets straight to it. God Eater goes, just fight the monster and leave. And Monster Hunter, you've got a lot of other stuff to do. But God Eater seems to be more like lobby-based. Monster Hunter seems to be like trying to go towards like the persistent living world, which is cool. Anyway, I wanted a bridge between the old games. I'm not playing Portable again. And something better looking than a handheld game. So I was looking up the comparison between Monster Hunter, I think 4U and G, whatever. And from my understanding, I think the Nintendo 3DS version is just better. But I want to play a Monster Hunter game with a full controller and better graphics. And so that's why I landed on the one I'm playing now. So we're gonna wake this thing up. I don't think we're gonna have any DLC. Guess I should let my music go. It's the Poke Tomb from the original game, or from Monster Hunter Portable 2. So yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. This has gone on a lot. If you didn't want to listen to it, that's fine. The very next episode, we will be doing actual stuff. What time is it? I need to go work out in the morning, so we'll call it. Is there like gestures in this? Oh, place the bomb. Well, I don't know. I'm waving. Anyway, y'all, this is your Woodlock Captain. The next time I'm going to play, we'll be doing the basic stuff. I want to stream the entire thing. So as much as I feel comfortable, I do plan on playing some sort of multiplayer. At least when we get to the point. But I want to do as much of the content I can by myself. So for those that are new to this series or think that the game is impossible to play by yourself, I'm here to prove you wrong. And like I said, I've never played this particular game, so I am going to be learning as well as everybody else. I will be using my guides of, picking weapons and stuff, but in terms of fighting and stuff like that, which really matters, like, I'm using whatever's in the game. So anyways, this is Black Captain. I'm stepping off. I will catch you on the